Subtracting integers. Okay, why students are so confused when there are so many negatives, positives and all coming up. Okay, so let's think about the integers. Means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, goes on and goes on. Also -1, -2, -3, and the number goes on and goes on. They are called integers. 0 is an integer, +2 is an integer, also -2 is an integer. Okay, now integer doesn't mean just negative. So when you think about subtracting integers, you have to think about 4 possibilities. If you are so sure about that, that confusion will go away. So let's think about the first possibility. Okay, so the first one is you subtract from a positive number another positive number. That's the first possibility. From a positive number you subtract another positive number. The next option is from a positive number you subtract a negative number. That's the second possibility. Now the third one, okay, it's very simple now, because the third one, first you selected positive, 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 negative. The next one is negative number. From a negative number you subtract a positive number. Okay, from a negative number you subtract a positive number. The last one, from a negative number you subtract a negative number. So these are the 4 possibilities. So when we learn to subtract integers, we should look at all these 4 possibilities. Until you master all these 4, it would be all confusing. So this is the first one, positive, positive, you subtract, because the math operation is subtraction. There is a positive, then negative, you subtract a negative number from a positive number. The third one, you have a negative number in the beginning, you subtract a positive number. For example, -1 minus +3. That's what the third option says. The last one is -1. The math operation is subtraction, minus, but -3. You are subtracting a negative number. Now all these cases you can solve it very easily by rewriting into addition, but each of them have different ways of rewriting, because we are thinking about adding the opposite. So in this case you add the opposite, math operation into addition, but this was a positive number, you make it negative. The next one, you add the opposite, so you made the addition 1 plus, but you add the opposite, so you make it into +3 in the second case. And the third one, it's a negative number. The first one you keep it there, but the math operation you change it into addition, but this was a +3, so you make it into a -3. The last one is negative number, you add the opposite, so you make it +3. Now all these are different ways of adding integers, either they are same signs or different signs. Okay, now in this case this answer you will get as -2. This answer you will get as 1 plus 3, 4. This answer you will get, you evaluate this, -1 plus -3, it's when you rewrite that, then you get -4 here as the answer. Now the last one, -1 plus 3, when you add the opposite, and your answer goes to the difference between the absolute value, you go with the sign of the bigger absolute value. So actually we applied the addition rules in 4 cases. So if you know addition, you can subtract, but subtraction itself has 4 possibilities. From a positive number you subtract a positive number. From a positive number you subtract a positive number. This case Now the second one, from a positive number you subtract a negative number, this case. Now the third one, from a negative number you subtract a positive number, that's what this case is. The last one, from a negative number you subtract a negative number. So the subtraction sign, math operation in these cases is all subtracting. But until you conquer all these four options, subtracting integer will look like complicated. But the good news is that there are only four options. You cannot think about other options. Okay, the positives, the bigger number, smaller number, that some of the parts you already know, but these are the only four options that we can think about subtracting integers.